Hello friends, this is Durga from IT Varsity. This is both Hangout as well as WebEx. So I'm starting the WebEx invitation. So wait for a minute. And then I will start. And also those who are attending on the Hangout, if you guys have any questions, you need to put the comments. Just give me a minute. Hello friends, can you guys hear me? Okay, let me share my screen. So this is both Hangout as well as WebEx. So the actual batch starts on 12th, and this is just to kick off. I will explain I will explain the details about the training for the prospect students or aspirants who want to join the course. Okay, so let me make sure that I people can discuss with me on the Hangout also. Okay, people who are on Hangout can actually ask questions on the right side. There is a Q&A on the right side of chat, and you can ask the questions in that area. And let me share my screen also with the Hangout guys, and then we will start. People who are already enrolled, you don't need to attend this session. And this is just a marketing session to get new enrollments, and then the actual training will start from 12th, and lab access you will get from 15th, so that you don't lose the 3 days of effort where you need to set up the environment. This is for the people who already enrolled. I see few people who already enrolled joined the WebEx session. I want to tell them that this is not the actual training. This is just a kickoff session where I will explain the details about the training. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen with the Hangout guys. I hope you guys can see me. Hangout guys, can you please confirm that you are able to see my screen? Okay. And also, I think WebEx guys also should be able to see the screen. And people who are on WebEx, please use the chat. Unless you want to ask questions through voice, please use the chat and mute yourself. I will also mute everyone. And just give me a minute. Where is the WebEx? Okay, I'm in the WebEx application itself. Okay, I'm stopping sharing for the WebEx so that I can mute everyone, and then I will share it again. Because I was hearing some background noise. Okay, now I'm sharing my screen again. So yeah, let us start the actual discussion. Today's agenda for this session is I will be talking about IT Varsity, and then the training model, payment, content details, importance of certifications, forums for discussion, and also the lab. So before starting the getting into the details about the training, let me discuss about my company. ITversity is a Dallas-based startup. Let me confirm that Hangout guys can actually see my screen. Okay, no one is complaining that they could not see my screen. Yeah, so ITversity believes that there is a rapid evolution of technology, both in terms of application development as well as infrastructure. For application development, it is evolving towards open source, or it's already in the open source revolution. Most of the licensed technologies are getting into open source or transitioning themselves into open source. And cloud, and from infrastructure perspective, IT is evolving rapidly towards cloud with the success of AWS. Now you have Microsoft Azure, Google have the cloud environment, and many more. So at some point, it is imperative for IT professionals to focus on developing technologies in this area, open source and as well as the cloud. Even SAP professionals, some Salesforce professionals also are actually making the transition. Who are successful in those areas are trying to transition themselves into these areas, cloud or open source. Not just big data, but open source and cloud are at the highest level. So, and also this is posing challenges for enterprises to hire IT workforce with right skills. There's a lot of noise in the hiring process or inefficiency in the hiring process. Hence, it is posing challenges for the enterprise to hire IT workforce. So, ITversity, it's a Dallas-based startup. We recognize this, and first we are trying to build the talent pool. And as part of phase 2, somewhere in 2018, we will start getting into staffing areas in the emerging technologies for the companies the way they want. So there seems to be one question from Mahesh. Yeah, I will do that. We are not we haven't got into the details about the training schedule. We will talk about that, the questions, and also people who have questions, especially in this meeting in WebEx, please mark the question to everyone instead of just sending to me privately. Please mark it to everyone. Okay, so for teaching purpose, we are working on a platform which is almost free to provide quality training in the areas of application development, big data, cloud and infrastructure, and also databases, as well as decision support system. And then as part of phase 2, once I create the talent pool, I will try to go for staffing solutions. And to provide the quality training, we have a YouTube channel called ITversity, where there are approximately 9,000 subscribers. And also we have a website called itversity.com. And this is the about page of my website. So we already have many courses for free. Even this course which I will be covering, the content will be available. The same content which I will be covering in the class will be available on the website also. So if anyone want to learn for free, they can learn. The purpose of going for the live training is that working professionals, they don't want to waste time in troubleshooting, and that is the primary agenda for the training, to provide live support and also live content for them to accelerate their learning instead of waste timing in nitty-gritty issues. I will explain how the training will go. Then you will understand how it add value to those working professionals who are trying to learn at their own pace with the support of my live classes. Okay, so for today's course is nothing but Big Data Engineer. You can go to all courses and you will see the Big Data Engineer course over there. And if you click on this, you will come onto this page. I will come back to this here. Before getting into that, let me introduce myself. My name is Durga. You can go to the LinkedIn and you can look for my profile. I have overall 13 years of experience. I was senior manager in Cognizant. I was enterprise architect for companies like IBM, Harman, which is Symphony Teleca, etc. And lately, I quit my job in April, and I am completely focusing on the training as of now. Going forward, I will get into staffing solutions. I am a US green card holder. I lived in US for 9 years out of 13 years of my career, and I started as a Java developer. Then I got into databases. I have expert level knowledge of Oracle, and then 4 years back I transitioned myself into big data, and I have executed quite complex OLTP as well as enterprise data warehouse applications. Seeing the as I'm a data guy, when I started exploring the big data technologies 4 years back, I got connected to them very quickly, and then I started learning myself, and it is quite natural to me, and I realized that this is the way to go. And even when I got better pay with the conventional technologies, I decided to move into big data, and my decision proved to be correct. And now it's catching up rapidly and going. It's most of the companies are still in the POC phases, but eventually they will get into implementation phases, and there will be huge budgets allocated for the big data projects. I know companies like HSBC, Walmart, most of these companies are spending millions of dollars into big data. I will explain the purpose when I talk about the big data introduction as part of the main course. But this is the overview about me. I quit my job and I'm trying to build the company and learning platform in parallel, keeping long-term vision. Okay. That being said, the company is registered in Dallas. I already mentioned to you about that. I just want to re-emphasize that the company is registered in Dallas, but I moved to India recently. I don't live in Dallas, but I will be traveling between India and Dallas once in a while. That being said, let's go to the next topic, training model. The training model will be, before getting into the I will go to the content details a little bit later. So the training model will be, the duration is 2 months, and the training will start on Monday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. So if you are in the central time zone, it will be 7:30 p.m. If it is West Coast, it is 5:30 p.m. It might not be very comfortable for the West Coast guys. I will come back to the cost aspect once I get into the content details. Okay. So someone is asking about the cost. That's why I mentioned that point. So the training model is 3 days a week. It's Monday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night, starting from coming Monday. And it starts at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and it ends at 10 or 10:15. I don't go beyond 15 minutes or 20 minutes of on any day. And except for the last 15 minutes, I will be explaining the concepts, I will be demonstrating and all those things. But while teaching, I realized that different people are at different levels. So some people might get extended period of time at office or whatever it is, and different people have different levels of absorbing the content depending upon their priorities. So for that reason, what I will be uploading the entire content on the website. Even the live classes students, they can go to the content on the website also. And even if they have any questions outside the scope of what I have covered thus far, for example, I'm in the second session on next Wednesday, and some people might have completed one complete topic, and they are exploring the second topic, and they run into issues. But I'm still talking the first topic itself. Even then, those guys can come in, and in last 15-20 minutes, they can ask any question related to the course, not just what is covered so far. Okay. Again, I will answer that question in a moment. So that is the training model. Means I will be explaining the concepts, and then last 20 minutes there will be Q&A. And let me get into the details about the course and how it will be presented to you, and then we will talk about the payment. So I have already shown you. So this is the course. You can see itversity.com/courses/Big Data Engineer Immersion. Let me copy paste this URL to you guys. Okay, let me paste it on the chart also. Okay, so people who are on YouTube, if you have any questions, I might not be able to answer to you immediately. So keep hold on your questions until the last end of the session, and then you can start asking the questions. But whatever questions people are asking on WebEx are relevant to you also, so you will be able to get some insights, and most of your questions might get answered. So please wait until until the end of the session. If people who have joined on the YouTube live have any questions. That being said, now I'm going back to this URL. Okay, and the course is divided into lessons, and these are the lessons which will be covered. I will be covering setting up the development environment, HDFS, overview of Java, Hive, Scoop. Pig I might remove because Pig is getting outdated, and rather than Pig, I will focus on some other topic, probably NoSQL. And Pig I will give you an overview, and I have material on my YouTube channel, and you can explore if you want to explore Pig. And then Spark, getting started, Spark with Scala, Spark with Python, and also there is a concept called data frames in Spark. I will be covering primarily using Scala, and once you complete Spark with Scala and Spark with Python, you will be able to understand data frames in Python also. The programming constructs are strikingly similar. Apache Flume and Kafka for data ingestion. I will explain what all these tools are as part of the introduction session. And then Woozy, and also visualization using Tableau. Tableau is not part of the big data ecosystem, but you should be able to have a holistic view about how the data is typically visualized out of Hadoop. And then as part of the last 1 week, I will be demonstrating how to set up Hadoop and Spark cluster. As you will understand most of the important components of big data, you will be able to get something out of this. It is not hands-on, means there will be no lab provided to you for the last topic, but you will understand quite good stuff. If you want to build the cluster, again, there is enough content on my website. So if you get into this, someone have asked whether they will be able to get the videos. Videos are already in YouTube, but if you go to the YouTube, order might not be, it is very tough for me to maintain the order because I am using some of the old videos, I am recording new videos, etc. So for that reason, you can actually follow this one, and wherever videos are required, videos are provided. And if you need a code snippet, for example, let me show here. Okay, and in this case, the topic is setup Scala and SBT. So lesson is divided into topics, and when you go to the topic, you will understand what it is all about. So you can see that there is introduction, and then there are some videos as part of this, and wherever instructions are required, I have given the instructions, and also wherever code snippets are required, I have given code snippets also. Okay, so and for the support, I'll be integrating these topics with the Google groups or my website groups, and we can actually even discuss here for small issues where live interaction is not required. You can post the questions here, and I'm trying to build the group of moderators who can answer those questions. Okay, eventually you also can become a moderator, and you can answer the questions also. I will come back to that for how I will be supporting through forums in a moment. There are few questions on the content. Let me take those questions, and then I will continue. So I have answered Mahesh's question. Yeah, you already. So I am passing that question now. Everything will be recorded. And next question is Mansoor. Will learning Cloudera help with Hortonworks? So the question is incorrect. It's not like Cloudera help with uh, Hortonworks. The question is how should you learn Hadoop and Spark? Hadoop and Spark are open source. Okay, and my approach will be vendor agnostic. Once you learn Hadoop and Spark from me, even though I demonstrate on Hortonworks or Cloudera cluster, one of those things, it doesn't matter using which distribution the cluster is supported. It could be Cloudera, it could be Hortonworks, it could be Mapper, and it could be Amazon EMR also. You can work on any environment with a little bit of additional learning curve if you go for Mapper and the last one is Amazon EMR. But Cloudera and Hortonworks, it's interchangeable. You learn on one environment, you should be able to work on other environment. Okay, and the question from Karthik is VMware Workstation or Player Windows and Linux licensed $80, Mac licensed $80. Yeah, there is a virtual box also. I demonstrate using VMware because I have the license. If you want, you can go for the license of VMware. Otherwise, you can go with virtual box. And I will be, I might not record the videos for virtual box directly, but I know what all issues you might run into, and I will be able to support if you have any issues with the virtual box. The question is a little bit out of context, but don't worry. There are two things. First, the lab I will be providing starting from September 15th for those who enrolled for the course. I will be providing 2-month lab. Okay, and it's a cloud lab. And for those 2 months, you don't need any virtual box or anything. If you have to set up using VirtualBox or VMware Workstation, on top of this cost of VMware Workstation license, if you go for VMware, you have to have a 16 GB laptop, i7 and quad core. Only then you will be productive. Otherwise, it will be counterproductive. Okay, CloudX Lab is accessible from anywhere. No, I will not be covering VMware costs. You have to take care of that. I will be providing the training. VMware Workstation is not mandatory. You can go with VirtualBox, but I will be providing the lab for you for 2 months. Okay, I hope I answered your question, Karthik. If you have any question, you can follow up on that. Okay, and so this is about the content and also training model. And now the cost. The cost of the training will be $350. And the training will start on Monday, and you have to pay before the training start. If you have the questions about the quality of the training, you can go to my Big Data Immersion course homepage. Okay. And there are a couple of kickoff sessions which I have conducted earlier on the training homepage itself. And you can go to those videos, and also you can actually go into the further topics and see how it will look like. And that being said, I will not be conducting Hangouts for the main course. For the main course, I will be conducting the WebEx invitation, WebEx sessions, so that we can interact with each other. And I will not be providing access to those videos. Even those videos which will go in the live training will be recorded, and I will be providing access only to the students. I will not be providing access to the public. They will be added to the 1 minute. They will be added to YouTube, but I will be giving access only to those who have enrolled for the session. That is for the reference of the whatever have happened for the day. But the main content will be as part of this lesson, this course on the website, which I have provided, for which the link is already provided. So the cost of the training is $350. If you are interested, you can send a note to training at itversity.com. Sorry, I think I missed C. Yes, Karthik, I'm talking about CloudX Lab. My Mac battery, I think, is messed up, and my Mac is not charging. And this Windows, I'm struggling a little bit. I am I am a little bit averse towards Windows laptops after I started using Mac. But unfortunately, I have two Macs and both of them are down at the same time. I think something to do with the batteries. Anyway, my email ID is training@itversity.com. Okay, and you can send a note to that email, and I will send you the invoice, and you can make the payment. Okay, then I will send a WebEx invitation to you to be part of my class. And then start date is September 12th. September 12th. Let me give the time also. 8:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. US Eastern Time. And if there are any students in the session, it's free for the students. You don't need to pay anything, but you have to go with the self-paced training. You have to go to my website and start learning from my website. And if there are any questions, I will be conducting regular hangouts for the students. I will, and those hangouts also will be WebEx, so that I can interact with them. And then the next thing is importance of certifications. So certifications is very important in terms of big data. It proves that you are skilled, and a lot of clients are expecting certified resources, whether it is in Cloudera or Hortonworks. So a lot of these companies like Edureka, Simplilearn, all those guys say that they provide the certification, but that certification has no value at all in the industry. If you are serious about your career in big data, you have to get certified from Cloudera or Hortonworks. I come across people where their bosses say that if you have to survive, you have to get certified in next 2 to 3 months. And people are actually people are actually I lost the momentum, sorry. So certifications is very important, and my course will be foundation for many certifications. So there are around 7 or 8 Hadoop certifications, big data certifications, and this will be foundation for most of the certifications. And on top of that, I also have a tab called certification courses here. If you go here, eventually I have certification courses such as CCA, Spark and Hadoop Developer. Okay, Cloudera Certified Associate, Spark and Hadoop Developer. And I publish content based on the curriculum published by the vendor. For example, Cloudera published the curriculum for this exam. I prepared the content based on that. And already around 100 people got certified following my material in different certifications. Let me show you. I have a LinkedIn group. I will come back to questions in a moment. Let me finish this. I think let me zoom in. Okay, now probably it might be better for everyone. If you go to the groups, or if you in Google, if you search for IT space varsity hyphen certifications, there's a group for that. And there are around 1,300 members, and most of them are IT professionals, and at least 100 of them in this group itself are certified. And you can go back to in the history and see the posts, and you can see that many people got certified at different levels, starting from fresher to mainframe professionals to managers, architects, You have all types of people, and also you can post your questions when you are practicing for the certification with respect to certification, and you will get response from one or the other person. Okay, so make sure once you complete the course, if you want to transform your career towards certification, you can come back to my website and make sure to prepare and give the certification. Once the course is done, hardly 2 weeks of effort is good enough to clear at least 4 or 5 certifications. Okay, so the next question, again this Windows. So the next question is from Karthik. I'm in Los Angeles. Little bit tough. Do you expect to have a different schedule for West Coast users? Yeah, if I get at least 5 to 6 people from West Coast, I can take another batch. So 6 to 7:30, I will have it for the East Coast, and probably 8:30 to 10 India time. 6 to 7:30 India time, which means 8:30 to 10 Pacific Eastern time. And then I will take 1 hour break, and then probably at 8:30, which means that 8:30 means 9:30, 10:30, 11. Yeah, 8 p.m. Pacific time. I can plan for that, provided I get 4 or 5 users or 4 or 5 students. I cannot do it for 1 or 2. But that being said, I will provide you all the videos to you in the shared drive. You can watch those videos. Uh, I have already recorded the videos, so I will share those videos to you, and you can practice. And if you have any questions, you can join towards the end of the session, and you can clarify your questions. If you are home by 6:30, probably once in a while you can join this the Q&A session, and you can clarify your questions. Okay, so Mahesh asked me privately, does it mean that we cannot replay the recorded sessions unless we get the link from you for each video? No, no, no. I will handle it in a different manner. I don't need to send email to you. You will get access automatically, and once you go to a location, you will be able to play. If you want the recorded sessions of the live classes. Okay, sometimes if there is any technical glitch and if you could not record the video, then you have to fall back on my website only. I will send the details in that scenario. Otherwise, it will be available automatically once the session is done within half an hour or 1 hour. You will get the access to the video. Okay, Mansoor. Point taken. That's what if I have at least 4 or 5 people, I can plan for the West Coast people also. Any plans for AWS overview and certification training? There is content already on my website. I will send you the link I asked. You can follow that. With respect to certification for AWS, that will be available by first quarter of next year, not anytime soon. I'm planning to come up with courses such as Cloud Engineer and DevOps Engineer also, and at that time I will be covering at least one of the certifications from AWS. So there is no AWS. Another question from Ayaz is, which AWS will be best suited with Hadoop developer? Yeah, there is no AWS certification for Hadoop. AWS is a cloud provider. So there is a cloud provider for developer and architect, which need not have any questions from Hadoop. Probably 1 or 2 theoretical questions they might ask. They don't have any certification for Amazon EMR itself. Okay, they have their certification is primarily about their platform, which is AWS, which is much beyond the Hadoop or big data. Sure, Mansoor, it will be great if you can do that. We can start a batch. Even if we take 1 more week extra, that is fine. I will start from the beginning, from one week later. Okay, so Gupta is from. I am in Sydney. I will be ahead of 5.5 hours to IST. I'll be at work at the time. It would be great help if you can share the schedule in advance so that I can block my calendar. I will do that. I will send the WebEx invitation to you. If you enroll for, I think you have already enrolled for the course. I will send the WebEx invitation, and also I will share what will be covered as part of each of the session. Yeah, and very good question from Mahesh. Mahesh, please send the questions to everyone so that people can see the questions. Please, can you please highlight on the prerequisite skills and the levels? So prerequisites, as long as you are a working IT professional, it is fine for this course. Okay, and I will be covering from the scratch about the big data. I will give brief introduction. I will not spend too much of time about introduction, probably half an hour introduction, and then I will start from setting up the development environment. Then I will get into Hadoop distributed file system. Java MapReduce overview. A lot of people are worried about Java, but in big data, Java is already less relevant, but eventually it will be completely irrelevant. I will tell why it will be relevant as part of the course. I will provide those details. So that being said, do you require programming skills? Yes, you have to have the programming skills. So as long as you have minimum programming skills, or you should have good programming skills, but you need to have minimum knowledge about the programming languages. Programming skills is different and languages are different. You might have, if you have programming skills, you should be able to work on any programming language. That being said, you need to have the programming skills, and you need to have minimum knowledge about any one programming language, be it Java, C++, or anything. And as part of the course, I'll be covering Apache Spark with both Scala and Python. Scala and Python are programming languages. Spark is not. Spark is a technology like mainframes or Oracle, etc. So you won't program the applications using Spark. You will be programming either by using Scala or Python or shell scripting. Okay, so as long as you have good programming skills and minimum knowledge about one or two programming languages, that is good enough. You don't need to get into anything else. But after the course, depending upon your background, you need to focus on certain areas. For example, if you are a mainframes professional, probably you don't want to get into the Java-based roles. So there are roles for ETL purposes or data integration purposes. For that, you need to have EDW knowledge or ETL knowledge. So you need to understand those concepts. So you have to work little bit. You have to put little bit extra effort, which is outside the scope of the course, to build those skills that are required for that data engineer or ETL developer or data integration developer roles. Okay, so I will explain at that time. Once you enroll for the course, depending upon the background, I will give you the learning path. For this course, you don't need to, but this will be foundation for future for future skills that you need to develop depending upon your background. Okay. And don't okay, but many product-based companies have started managing their Hadoop. So this is question from Ayaz. Many product-based companies have started managing their Hadoop cluster on AWS, but big data companies still have their own cluster. So my point is how AWS can be leveraged with Hadoop. Is it like setting up Hadoop on AWS? So there is something called AWS EMR, Elastic MapReduce. It's elastic, which means that you can bring up the cluster whenever you want, and you can terminate the cluster whenever you don't want. So I will send you the details. You can follow those that playlist, and you will understand a little bit in more detail about AWS and EMR. Okay, and that is I need to at least spend 15-20 minutes to answer that question completely. So I will send you the details. Okay, so then let me see. Now the thing is forums for discussion. So as I have mentioned to you, if you have any questions about IT Varsity certifications, you can join the IT Varsity certifications group. You can ask questions such as format of the exam. I don't let anyone ask about the questions themselves because it is breach of guidelines of the exam. So even if someone asks, either I will block those questions, and the forum is closely monitored. No public discussions about the questions themselves. But if you have any questions about the format of the exam, if you want to get updates about the changes in the certifications and all those things, you can be part of the IT Varsity certifications group. On top of that, for this course, if you have any questions, there is a LinkedIn group, IT Varsity Big Data, but you can ask the questions over there. But I'm trying to integrate the forums directly to my website. So either I will be using Google Groups, or I am using a platform called WordPress for my website. WordPress also have their own proprietary groups or forums. I will choose one of those things, and for each and every topic, the topic related forums will be available at the bottom, somewhere here. And then you can start asking the questions in there, and I'll be responding to those things. That is for minor technical issues. If you have any major issues, and if you want me to troubleshoot as part of the Q&A session in the last 15-20 minutes after each and every class, you can share your screen and I will be able to help you to resolve the issues. Okay. And what is the next topic? Lab. So lab, I'll be providing for all the paid students for the live training. I'll be providing lab for 2 months, starting from September 15th. The reason is, first session will be introduction to big data, and the introduction to big data, and I will show you how to set up the environment beyond the virtual machine. If you want, you can set up the virtual machine also. On top of that, you need to set up your Eclipse IDE, and also you need to set up Scala on top of that for both Java-based MapReduce development as well as Spark development. And that takes a little bit of time. That takes at least two sessions to explain you how to set up the environment. And once you get the environment, I will provide you the lab access to the lab. By September 15th, you will have access to the lab, and then you can start developing on your PC and testing those in the lab. So the lab is a 6-node cluster. I will show you the lab. So it will look like this. You will get access to this lab. Once you get here, you have to log in. You can log in either with Google, or they will provide you the credentials. The CloudX Lab guys will provide you the credentials. So here I'm using my login here. I'm using Google Lab, and then they will give the lab credentials here. So this is my user ID. This is my password for accessing the lab. So initial login is to log into the website, but to connect to the lab, you have to use these credentials, and you can see that they are providing Ambari, Hue, and Web Console here. So if you click on Ambari, you will see the details about the cluster, provided you log into the Ambari. And the way you can log in is click on this, go here, paste it, and then copy the password. If you want to, you can click on the show password and you will be able to see the password. Click on sign in. Save. Let me, so this is the cluster. And if you go to the cluster details, it's a 6-node cluster. Okay. And you will be able to practice on this cluster. It will definitely give good learning experience using this one. Okay, let me see if the Hangout guys have any questions before I get into the other things. Yes, there are many questions. For Hangout guys, I will take these questions in one shot. We are almost done, and I will take care of all these questions. Don't worry. And now, so this is how you can access the lab. It's a 6-node cluster. Yeah, in this you also have a web console. So if you click on web console, it will take you to the Linux terminal simulated in your web console. So now you can use the same username and password which we use to log into Ambari. And you can see that I'm in the lab already. It's a Linux-based terminal. I can run all Linux commands here to get what is there in this location. And also you can use Cygwin or PuTTY also. So I'm trying to connect to the same lab. This is Cygwin. I don't use PuTTY. I will highly recommend all the all those folks who are using Windows to set up Cygwin. It will help you a lot. It will simulate the Linux environment for you, and it will help you a lot in the longer run. So I will highly recommend to set up Cygwin. I have the playlist already in my website also, and I'll be covering that as part of our first or second class. Okay, and then this is the public domain for the lab. It will prompt for you it will prompt you for the password. You can copy paste the password from there, and now you can access the lab. So it's like you are connecting to your production servers from your systems to do something. Okay, so this is how you can access the lab. And let me see if I miss anything in the agenda, and then I will take the questions from the Hangout folks. So that's it. Again, to re-emphasize, the course fee is $350, and it starts from Monday night, and the course will be on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so that working professionals have their weekend flexible. Earlier, when I was taking weekend classes, because of the long weekend, in most of the it's a big thing for working professionals in US to sacrifice their weekends. That's why I have decided on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. It's an odd combination, but that way I can give back your weekends. On top of my sessions, you also have to spend at least 1 hour to 3 hours every week. Sorry, every class. So for every 2 hours I cover, you have to spend at least 1 hour to 3 hours on average to practice and to be proficient to become a big data engineer. Okay, so you have to put that additional effort. I will be teaching 45 hours content, and you have to put at least another 45 hours to 150 hours to learn the skills, required skills. The reason why there is a huge variation is people are coming from different backgrounds. Mainframe professionals have to spend a little bit more time compared to a Java developer or already a data warehouse developer. So you have to spend that additional time if you are a mainframe developer. Okay. So that being said, if you are interested to enroll, send me an email to training@itversity.com. I will send you the invoice, and you can make the payment, and I will send the invitation for the WebEx session for the live classes. So now let me take the questions from the Hangout folks. WebEx folks can still ask the questions. Why not do it yourself? Okay, so I keep the chat window open. So if you have questions, you guys can ask. Otherwise, you can drop off. So Pranky is asking, for Uzi, I have not seen coordinator.xml and properties file to run dynamic in the channel apart from job.properties and workflow.xml. So coordinator.xml is, I think, first scheduler to schedule the jobs. So Uzi have two components. Okay, I will not get into too many details here because it's out of context. Uzi have two different components. One is workflow, and the other one is scheduler. I'll be covering only workflows, because for scheduler, I haven't seen any company using Uzi scheduler. Either they use cron or they use their enterprise schedulers. Okay, and I think coordinator.xml is for scheduling, not for the workflows. And I will not be covering the scheduling portion of the Uzi as part of the course. Rahul is asking, I am already CCA 175 certified recently. Will this course be on any add-on to me? Yes, but I don't recommend you to enroll for the course. You go with the self-paced model itself. You know the quality of my videos. If you already um, watched my videos for CCA 175, you can continue doing that, and you should be able to learn. If you have any questions, small questions, I will always be there to respond. And you can donate some money after you complete the course if you are satisfied. You don't need to enroll for this course. In the entire IT channel, I have seen coordinator.xml of Apache Uzi, how to run 24/7, else to schedule particular time of peak. I answered that question already, and it is a little bit out of context. Jaya is also saying she or he cleared CCA 175, still working as a ab initio developer. I am planning to take data engineer certification. I'm new to IT Varsity. Could you please let me know if your sessions will help me achieve my goal? So again, it's the same as I told to Rahul Jain. It's the same thing. You don't need to enroll for the course if you are already CCA 175. For data engineering, I am actually working on CCP data engineer content, but my priorities got changed. I'll be publishing content for the data engineer, but I don't recommend to take data engineer certification. If you have 10 plus years of experience, spend that money on a cloud certification and build skills on AWS rather than giving data engineer certification. The reason is that they have good weightage to Uzi. Uzi is another technology which is not that relevant for the industry. There are other important components. But the CCP data engineer covers scoop, which is already covered as part of the CCA 175. It covers Hive in detail. That's the only thing which you are missing in CCA 175, and then Uzi. So just for Hive and Uzi, which is, I don't recommend you to waste your $400 on the data engineer certification. And data engineer course is not extension to CCA. If you follow the how it got evolved, first they started with CCAH, CCDH certifications, and then they started with CCP data engineer, and now they came up with CCA 175. So CCP data engineer is started earlier, and it has few components which are not very important, like Uzi. It has no Spark at all. And now you have CCA 175, which covers Scoop, which is same as CCP data engineer, and you have Spark also in that. And also you have Hive up to some extent. So you got certified on multiple skills. Don't go with CCP data engineer. That's my opinion. It's up to you. Some people feel that it's a tougher exam, and there are many CCA certified professionals. So if I give CCP data engineer, I will stand out. But I don't think that is that important. Rather focus on AWS and learn some cloud-based skills. That way you will be able to survive in the industry for longer time, because cloud and big open source are the most important things. With big data, you already tapped into the open source area. With the cloud, you will be gaining the cloud-based skills also, which will help in your career. Okay, I hope I answered your question, Jaya. If you have any follow-up questions, you can ask that as part of the chat. And that's my opinion. It's you can decide yourself based upon your thought process and the other inputs which you get. Sure. Thank you very much, Jaya. So that being said, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the session. If you are interested to be part of the live course, please do so. I will take this last question and then I will wrap up. The last question is from Ayaz. Anything on different types of formats available, like apart from Euro, anything on Parquet which companies have started using, and something on scenario based, like when to use which format. I will cover as part of the live session, live courses, and I will be doing a hangout on file formats very soon. That will give you fair understanding. And if you are familiar to Yavro, you will be able to build the skills on Parquet very quickly. It's a similar thing. It will not be very tough. You can also do your homework, and it's very easy to transition to Parquet. But I will be covering one dedicated hangout only for file formats, and also one for compression, and then people can understand different file formats and compression. That's outside the course. I will be conducting hangouts. That being said, that's it for today. Have a nice one. Bye.